Hey everyone, we're here at the Canine United 5K. There's also a 9K, but I am too out of shape for that. So I'm going to be getting back in shape and chose to run the 5K. Canine United does help canines all across the state of Florida. They're a charity organization. I think they've been doing this run for a few years now, but as I am newer to Florida and newer to the canine world, this is my first year doing it. So we're going to see how that goes and go check out some vendors. So here's a picture of the 5K course. I did not include one of the 9K course since I didn't run that. I think they essentially just had to make an extra loop that we didn't have to make. We got to see a lot of cool police cruisers while we were walking in. There were some from all over the state of Florida and even some from Georgia. We got to see the trailer that the police horse came in. There's a little clip of him later. He's absolutely gorgeous, and he was riding around throughout the event. Then when we first walked up, we saw the bomb squad unit. They had the robot out moving around, and then it was the vendors. There were several vendors there. To be completely honest, I didn't get to check them out as much as I would like to because there were way more people there than I thought there were going to be, which is great. I am very glad that there were a lot of people there supporting the canines, but my social anxiety was definitely through the roof. I think because I just hadn't really done a run in quite a while, and I was just a little overwhelmed, so I kind of cruised by the vendors, didn't check them out as much until we got to the Canine United tent. I have a clip of everybody lining up before we run. Sorry that one's a little bit of a speed turn, so if that gives anybody some vertigo, I'm very sorry. I learned that when I'm recording clips, you actually need to move a lot slower than you think you do. So again, always learning on this channel. We're also going to see how this voiceover goes because it's also a new thing I'm learning for the channel. So hopefully it comes out well and we'll be able to do more stuff like this moving forward and just keep providing new content and new adventures where I get to go out and do dog stuff. Ultimately, I think I did okay for how long it's been since I've tried to do anything remotely like this. And of course, whenever I saw Dan while I was on the last little stretch, a perfect song came on at the same time, so I was like, well crap, now I really have to finish strong even if it means that I'm gonna damn near pass out at the end. Shortly after I finished the run, the canine demonstration started, so that's what'll be up next.
We have representation from agencies all the way from Georgia, Kingsland, Georgia, Flagler County, Gainesville PD, Clay County, St. Johns County, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, and am I missing anyone? Columbia County Sheriff's Office. So we're going to come out one by one and do a bunch of different skills for you, just to demonstrate some of the capabilities of these dog teams. It takes a lot of hard work, months and months of training up in the front end, and then continuous training after that. So we want a good showing, like when you see when you see some of these skills, we want a good round of applause. But up front, just some little housekeeping. Everyone with little small children, things like that, let's try to keep them reined in so we don't have them running on the field. These dogs are attracted to movement, but also any kind of running around to get pictures, things like that. Just be aware. You want to stay exactly where you're at and try to not encroach any further down into the field here. So, first off, we have a special guest here who has been dreaming of this his whole life. This is Mr. David Albin, and he is the CEO of Ring Power. So we want to thank him for allowing us to participate on this property here to run the race and do the demonstration. So Mr. David Albin, if you can step out, please. So Mr. Albin said that this was a dream of his to suit up and take a dog bite from a police dog. So the dog we have coming out is going to be a dog named Freedom, which goes along with the giant American dog we have here on the property. So we thought that was fitting. Freedom is a German Shepherd from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. His handler is Terrence Barnes. So we're going to kind of demonstrate just a tricep bite. So Terrence is going to walk out and kind of walk right up to Mr. Albin and have him bite on the tricep.
on legs. I get to show
So folks, these suits look thick, but once those teeth are in there, it's definitely not as thick as you think it is. So pretty impressed that he's not screaming right now, because when you're new to this, it can be pretty overwhelming. Kevin over here just dropped a cell phone in the middle of the field. So what's going to happen is Marcus is going to come out with Cairo, and he's going to utilize the wind to work into the object. So we can get called out to locate evidence, we can get called out to locate lost police equipment, keys, things like that. It happens kind of on a regular basis. So we're going to demonstrate kind of a small little demonstration of what these dogs are capable of doing as far as finding a small object. So actually, it looks like what he's doing is he's following the track where Kevin just walked. A couple of us have also walked by this red truck. So that's kind of what he's following right now. That's the reaction we're looking for most of us. We trained him at the dog pen, and that's how we know that he's indicating on an object. Sheriff's office. His handler is Nate Vickery. This is Nate Vickery's second dog. His dog retired last year. His first dog, Sabo. So this dog is a Belgian Malinois. He's about 2 years old. We're going to do a two-part demonstration here. Nate is going to demonstrate some healing and some obedience, followed by the decoy is going to be laying down at the bed of this truck in a bite suit. We're going to send the dog up into the truck. And the reason being is we try to expose the dogs to a bunch of different environmental situations that they could encounter on the street. So he's going to be staged while Nate is doing the healing. So he's going to be a little out of sight. We have the wind coming from off the ocean. So that way our goal is to not have Senna smell him first, because then it would be a little distracting. So once this is Obviously, this is pretty dangerous stuff. So we start out very slow. And we start out close to a truck, gradually build up distance. So we've done this a few times. So we practice doing it at far distances because you never know what we could encounter in a real situation. Dog here is trained to do explosive detection only. So earlier we set some explosive odor on this vehicle somewhere. So this is Nick Champion from the Flagler County Sheriff's Office, and his dog is named Nitro, obviously a Labrador Retriever. Big hand from Nick and Nitro, keeping facilities safe inside of Flagler County and Sergeant, and was the former handler of Kyra, so this is kind of an interesting dynamic here. So our goal for this would be if, let's say, we were sending the dog to apprehend someone and a different person stepped in the way, we utilize this to prevent the dog from biting the innocent party. And then we can recall him back, and then once we do this demonstration, he'll send him back for a bite. So like I mentioned with the pickup, with the apprehension in the pickup, we start off slow, we start off close, and gradually build a distance to the point where we can do it from 100 yards away, 200 yards away, but it's like constant effort, and you're constantly trying to push the envelope to see the distances you can do. Right, big round of applause to the police department. Our decoy is going to be Rob Hill from our local St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. So it takes a lot of timing and effort to learn how to properly catch these dogs. So Rob's been doing this a bit, several years now. It's a very good decoy. We try to utilize him as often as we can. The main goal is we want to have safety for not only the dog but the decoy. So when you do it properly, nobody should be getting hurt. So hopefully you can kind of see the difference. It's hard to tell maybe from a distance, but what we want is that pushing behavior. We want him pushing in with that bite, with that grip. And our decoy, Tolliver here, is going to be reacting as he pushes. He's going to react. If he tries to pull, he's not going to react. We want to get the behaviors that we want, so we reward the behaviors that we want. So during this, depends on the time. It depends on the time of year, the location, and things like that. But sometimes we try to do this. We can do this upwards of 10, 15 minutes. So obviously, like, it can be very taxing on both parties. Reggie's having a really hard time too because he's just standing there. But that's a more advantageous position. There you go. He doesn't even need to be here. All right, coming in from the side is going to be Ashton Boyster, who you saw earlier. He's got a super friendly, cuddly dog here, and his dog is named Kenzo. So Jacob is still hanging in there strong. So I don't know. What do you think, Reggie? Do 15 or what? 20 minutes. All right, Reggie said 20 minutes. So same on the other side, you see Kenzo on the bicep of Kate. So again, we try to manipulate these dogs as much as possible so we can expose them to as many things as we can before they ever face it in the real world. You think of this as like jiu-jitsu, wrestling, things like that. So it really builds the confidence in the dog, but it also teaches in the behaviors of the decoys reacting properly, teaches the behaviors what we want, because what will happen is when we do get that 1%er, they will fight like this. Like I said earlier though, a lot of them just give up and kind of freeze, but occasionally we do get that 1%er who will fight back even though they're facing this immense amount of pain. So another thing that we can do to make this a little harder is we can use slick floors, slick concrete floors or tile. We can do it in elevated positions like the back of a pickup. We can do it under a pickup. We can do it under a truck. In small rooms, closets, bathrooms, bathtub, things like that. The creativity is where it's at. So anything you can think of in your mind, we try to put them in those situations. But we try to do it out here in the open first, just so the dog gets acclimated to doing the action itself.
That's a good idea. I've never changed.
What do you think? Jacob had enough? Or should we give him a break or no? Everybody wants to see him keep going.
Oh my.
Oh, I know, I saw that.
We got our last leg coming up. I know you guys want to see these guys get completely pummelled, but we have other stuff. Line them up with their backs to the roadway from here, over that direction. We're going to have one dog come in from the middle. Now this dog is going to choose whichever one he wants. We have no idea. So Mr. Alvin over here is taking bets. going to be looking for the drainage grate in the middle of the field, and we'll go from there. Or actually, Dill, if you want to just try somewhere in the center of the decoys will work just fine. So this is Todd Dill from the Nassau County Sheriff's Office and Canine Rex. He's one of the newer dogs. He's just been out for less than a year.
The purple or the yeah, he's going for that.
Alright. Started in the middle, decided to go right. So again, we have no idea which one they're going to choose. So decoys, once this fella's out of the way, we can kind of slide to your left a little bit. And if you want to change up the order, you guys go ahead and change up the order too. I don't feel like you guys stay in the same position. Alright, next up, Chris Wilkerson and Canine Roxy from Kingsland, Georgia PD. Our last decoy on that one was Kevin Bailey from the Columbia Sheriff's Office. He was the first winner or loser, depending on your perspective. Alright, he chose right up the middle.
I wonder in their mind what's going on.
Our decoy here, Sean Castaway, also from the Kingsland PD, so that could be some familiarity, some cheating going on here.
Take him down.
Thank you, Chris. Chris, Canine Roxy. Alright, next up, it's going to be Lucas Beatenbaugh and Cairo from the Columbia Sheriff's Office, Columbia County Sheriff's Office, so we saw earlier. Alright, so we're down to 6 now.
He's actually going to go over here with this guy.
Might change things.
She'll protect me. She'll throw him over my shoulder. Yep.
Good to be there. So that was our decoys, Rob Hill from the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. So again, like I mentioned earlier, Rob's been doing this a little while now, so very good decoy. So it took that impact really well. It looks pretty horrifying, but Alright, next up is going to be Casey Walsh again with Canine Stern from the Gainesville Police Department. Alright, our decoy here is Nick Champion, who you saw do the explosive detection demonstration. So it looks like, other than the first dog, most of these dogs are kind of taking path of least resistance to going up the middle. Again, this is Canine Cairo, one of our newer dogs in the area, 2-year-old German Shepherd Male mix. So folks, I can tell you Tico is definitely gassed a little bit from that first one because he is much faster than that. So you can tell how much energy was expended on that fight initially. Coming out is going to be Terrence Forbes and with Freedom again, who was starting off our show with Wyatt and Mr. Hall. So we're down to 2 now. Down to 2. Who is going to be the lucky winner to face Canine Junior?
Yeah. Alright, our last man on the field is Matt Waddington from the Columbia County Sheriff's Office, who recently was promoted to sergeant in the stock handle dog currently. Our last remaining dog is going to be Canine Junior with a big J and a little R. And this is Logan Schrock from the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. So this guy is small, but very fast and brings a lot of power to the game. So we're going to step back even a little bit more for Matt since he's the winner. He's another one just super friendly dog. Junior never disappoints. That's why we like to have him go last on things. Very small dog, but very powerful, very fast.
Alright, so I finished the 5K. My time was 40 minutes, so I did hit my goal. I would like for it to have been a little less, but it's a starting point. We're going to keep going from here. One thing I didn't mention in the intro, I just so happened to get the number 624, which is my dad's birthday, so I thought that was pretty cool. We watched the canine demonstration. I recorded a little bit while we were out and about. Through the magic of editing, I'll probably try to voice over that because we're learning new skills all the time. I got a nice t-shirt, a Canine United shirt. These are available for purchase on their website from my understanding if you do want to pick one up and really support the cause. And I did see they've been doing this for 10 years, so a whole decade. So really check the link below, go check them out, go help the canines.